Hi, just a very quick recording because I've been doing some more work on my human in the loop experiment. Yesterday, Make had a significant outage. Everything broke. So my MCP connection with Claude wasn't working. And it's all up and running. They have changed the way the MCP token is now generated. So I'll just show you how that's done. What previously used to happen when you had an MCP token, you copied to clipboard and it gave you the full URL and you could just paste it into Claude. That's not how it works anymore. What you need to do now is add a token. Then you need to make sure two things are checked. So these are all the scopes that I need to run. MCP use needs to be checked for sure, and scenarios run. So those are the only two things you need to do if all you're doing is using it as an MCP connection to run on-demand scenarios in Claude. Then what it does is it gives you a token here, copy it to clipboard. And what used to happen is this used to be obfuscated up here. I'm going to have to blur it in this screen recording. So now it isn't. I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. But anyway, when you copy to clipboard, all you get is this token. You don't actually get the URL, which is what you need when you go into Claude. And if you want to add it to Claude, you go in here, go to settings, click connectors. I've already got it, but let me just add a new one. Add custom connector. And let's call it MCP demo. And then you need to put in the URL. But at the minute, all I've got is the token. So it took me a bit of digging to figure out what now needs to go in there. It is in the documentation, but there's about 3 different pages and they haven't updated all of them. So that can be confusing. The structure of the URL needs to be like this. And this is where you put the token that we've just created. So I'm just going to paste that in. Let's put that in. And then this front bit, make zone, you get that from your make account. And it's this bit right in front here. In my case, eu1.make.com. So I just copy that. Let's go back to Claude. Replace this make zone with that. And this should work. It'll be the second one. Say, I don't know, Claude might not like it. But yeah, it does work. So you can then configure and then you can see all the actions. Got a ridiculous amount of actions, but they're all really useful. So anyway, so that's how you add it and then it works. So for anybody who has, who's looking at old documentation, this is now the new way of making it work. I am hopeful, despite the changing documentation, that this is taking us in the right direction. I think it is, because I feel like it'd be really useful to have more granular control on the scopes and what a MCP can do. I would love to see the ability to have a number of MCP connections. For example, you can have a number of MCP connections and each one you can define which scenarios they can run, not just can you run on-demand scenarios, but which ones, because that would be really useful. You could give a marketing team, for example, a MCP connection, and they could just run their analysis scenarios and so on. Thank you for watching. I hope this is useful because, as I said, I think this change was made yesterday. So maybe there's a linkage with that outage, but it doesn't matter. It's all back up and running. And this is how you now add it to Claude Desktop. Thank you for watching.